Yo, what is good with y'all boys and girls? I hope that each and every single one of y'all are having a safe, beautiful, amazing, blessed day. Today we'll be doing a true Shikai community reaction. Now I want to preface this. This is before the true Shikai buffs do go live. They have been live like literally just now on SEA, and I'll be doing a video after, a community reaction video after this on seeing how y'all feel about the true Shikai buffs afterwards. But this for right now is pre-buff true Shikai. Alright y'all, so for the community reaction, I made a Reddit post and it shout out to y'all. Thank you for the support. I said basically, hey, what do y'all think about true Shikai now? It's been a week. I posted it Wednesday. Now it's Friday, and so basically 2 days for people to get their responses in. Like I said, buffs are now lively just now at SEA by the time me recording this video. And like I said, I'll be doing another community reaction to see how y'all feel about the buffs after true Shikai, and after I do my video of trying out the true Shikai buffs, because it's not on global. But before we get into the reaction, going through y'all comments, thank y'all so much for all the love and support on the post. You didn't have to comment, but you did. Thank you. I do appreciate y'all. I seen some of y'all did show love to, which I really do appreciate. Quickly, I'm gonna give y'all my opinion, and we're gonna get straight into what y'all think. I think true Shikai is phenomenal. Basically all fronts, animation wise, damage wise, visuals, all that, like playstyle wise. Only con in my opinion is that he doesn't have a good tactic, which is not to anyone's fault. These characters are made with future characters in preparation. For example, Nell and Yin are perfectly worked together. A character 6 months later being a true Shikai, obviously they're not going to be the most optimal together, which is fine. And two, which is not even a fault of true Shikai itself, the character. And two, then really my main critique is that Transcendence mode, I feel like it's fine. Just put like a 0.25x speed multiplier for Transcendence mode and true Shikai will be fine. That's really my only real critique with the character. Transcendence mode is a little slightly too slow. But yeah, I love the character. I love him visually. Also, third con is that, which is not really even a con, his lobby character model, I felt the orange of the hair is just not the right tint. I could be tripping. Let me know down below. But now let's get into what y'all think. First up, we got the boy Dark Alex 95. He says awkward tactic he used, but not because of him entirely. The new tactic should solve that issue, but overall good performance. Share your channel, please. Okay. Yes, just thank you for the love, bro, Dark Alex, and thank you for the love as well, Kakarot. I very much do appreciate you taking my channel to school, and thank you. You're awesome, bro. Both of you are awesome. But I can definitely agree with the sentiment. Him being a little awkward. It ain't nothing that little tactic character can't fix, or the new hotfix that they're adding. But I agree with it. Next we got Impossible Peace 390. Says I'm really enjoying his playstyle so far, and I'm having a lot of fun with him. He definitely has some issues, like being interrupted too easily, which resets his combo, or spending a bit too much time with his Transcendence power state. Even so, I really enjoy his mechanics and playstyle. I also don't really understand the criticism that he doesn't pair well with Yo. It's a gacha game. At some point they release a new tactic character. I lost my train of thought. There was a new thrust tactic character that will likely have much better synergy with them. Not every unit is going to be designed around characters that were designed 6 months ago. It's more likely that the future characters will be built to synergize with them. Yes, completely. I agree with you, bro. They addressed this comment was a day ago, so I think it was before the hotfix for true Shikai Ichigo, if I'm not mistaken. The first buff we have. Excuse me, y'all. I do sincerely apologize. I will be coughing this video. I recovered from a really bad flu, so please do excuse me. I do agree with the sentiment of the Transcendence mode being really slow. That's just my main critique for true Shikai Ichigo, if anything, bro. Like I said, I feel like if they put like a 0.25, 0.5 speed on that true Shikai Ichigo, just make it a little bit faster, like the unit would be goated. It would be so good, because between you balancing, if you have Nelio B2, her crit damage buff, or Mayuri's ultimate buff running out, or Nelia's battlefield with ailment damage buff. Juggling all those buffs, True Shikai does take a while to get off that big glass Getsuga potential, so I do agree with you, big dog. And they did fix the interruption part in the Ichigo hot fix, so yeah. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, this guy may be a little bit of a hater, but he does say something instructive later on in the video. Downtown chapter 320 says, sick character. If he came out before Ook and after Grim, people will be jumping in circles, yes. His True Shikai and Ukiura in power creep in terms of animation, like 100%. Significant draw. 759 then says no, he would not. Getsuga, GG show on repeat, and nothing else, assuming nobody interrupted and ruined your entire combo. Feel free to cope yourself since you bought him B6, not my problem. First of all, take a chill pill, my boy. Relax, calm down, my boy. It ain't that serious, big dog. But it's True Shikai Ichigo. He's known for his Getsuga GG show, especially this iteration of Ichigo. He's known for his GG show. If you're gonna say that about True Shikai, you can say the rest about all iterations of Ichigo. All he does is Getsuga, the Tensho. That's his thing. That's like saying, oh, all Naruto does is Rasengan's. Yes, dude, that's his thing. It's an anime trope thing. Sasuke, all he does is Shidori's. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like that's not really a valid complaint. They fixed him getting hit out of his combos. Like I said, I'm gonna give this kind of benefit of the doubt. It probably was before the hot fix. He commented this, but yeah. And after that, they started roasting, bro. So unfortunately, sorry, big dog. They said, go commit. Big Dead said, dude, how are you this angry about a Bleach mobile game? Adventurer says, bro was an Ook glazer. Before he hit his post history, all of it was just him glazing Ook lol. He's salty that Ichigo over Ook. Cry about it, loser. Oh my gosh. Wait Little said, we're way to project your anger into someone enjoying a character. Yeah, man, just relax, man. We're all trying to have fun. Let's all enjoy True Shikai Ichigo. No need to be going Super Saiyan, Hollow Unleashed Ichigo in this joint, okay? There's no reason for you to go crazy, my boy. Relax. Now, Bumblebee here actually had like kind of an interesting idea, but he corrected himself, which I kind of agree. Now I think about it, he said, yeah, that's the thing I'm confused about. His transcendent state should probably stop time, but if you do that, Ichigo damage probably skyrockets. Pro Ichigo is doing crap to the damage. The negative time continues, buffs expires if you don't use it before. Dissipation on bosses run out. Maybe should have been swap out friendly like White or Kenpachi skills. Now you bring up some really good points. First, the buffs ring out with Ichigo. I'm thinking he's talking about like the damage buffs that you get, like I don't think the breach run out. I think all the different stacks of damage that you get on your character, specifically with Air Transcendence mode. I think that's what he's talking about, as well as if you have a B2 Nelio, your crit damage buff could run out. Mayuri's ult could run out by the time you get into Transcendence mode. It's a lot of different buffs that could possibly run out. And he said if they about the timer stopping, that is a great solution, but unfortunately, like you said, big dog, it would just make Ichigo be broken, bro. You get about 3 to 4 Transcendence in like a 2-minute rotation in training, and in different game modes you get about every 30 seconds, right? That would just probably triple or double his damage, bro. Like seriously, you'd probably be able to get even more Transcendence modes off. You would actually if they pause the timer. So unfortunately, they really can't do that. And the thing about making it to where they made White, if they made White Ichigo switch out heavy character, quick swap heavy character like White Ichigo or Kenpachi, I wouldn't like that, because I want to play with True Shikai Ichigo, bro. Like, this is one of the coolest forms of Ichigo. I want to play as him, so I don't know how I feel too much about the quick swappy thing. Yeah, but that could be a possible solution, bro. All right, Senen says True Shikai Ichigo hits pretty hard. His rotation kind of falls apart if you miss or accidentally click an additional attack to get his tech up from cooldown. I wish UCR wasn't a dead staffer. That is two really good points. I do kind of fat figure sometimes and miss out with True Shikai, as well as sometimes, like, I'll use the, like, you know how Nalia gives your characters a counter? I'll use the counter that she gives to, and I'll switch it to Ichigo, and then I'll click my technique button, and my Ichigo will be charging for the Getsuga, then he'll like randomly stop. I don't know what that is. They could low-key buff True Shikai to where like UCR, like ultimate charge rate, wasn't a dead stat for him. But to be honest, I really don't mind it not being a dead stat for him. That's just one stat less that you don't have to worry about when building your character. Make stamps and building your character and getting your character easy. So I'm not too much of a big like. I'm not really mad at the choice that I'm doing now. I actually kind of prefer it. But they could add UCR in the corporate. They could have incorporated it as a way to, like, I don't know, maybe make his rotations a little bit smoother. Akudon says something actually pretty interesting. He says damage wise he is strong. The reason hotfix for him also makes his rotation more flexible and faster. My only complaint is his skill animation. It feels a lack of impact if we compared it to other units. For example, Kiora, there's like vibration and explosive SFX in his skill animation. Ichigo just feels too fluid and lack of sound effects. I'm not really sure how I feel about this comment. I guess they could add like a little bit more impact. Like for example, the G show. In the show, like we see Ichigo throw it at Candace, when we see him throw it against Yuha, when they're in the Soul Palace, whatever you call it. Jujutsu always does a big splash effect, right, with the yellow. Now, is it big in this game? Yes. Pause. Jujutsu is very big, but in terms of it being doing like a big splash effect like it does in the show, it doesn't necessarily do that, so I can kind of agree on you, but I thought he did a very good job with the sound effects in my personal opinion, especially because I really wanted them in the show. You know how Ichigo, when he first doesn't get to go to G show, Ichigo like steps into the GG show and then he does like a little stomp and then he says Getsuga GG show. Like I felt the voice actor did, like the way how Ichigo says the G show, like he just puts everything into it, just like the show, which I do appreciate a lot, and I do like how they emphasize the stomp. Now I wish, slight nitpicking, I do wish they made the stomp like a little louder. Like I want to hear like a thump, you know, like I feel like they did the sound effect, but like if I was supposed to like if I was supposed to put it on a scale, right, of like quiet, medium, and loud, I'll put it on like a medium scale. Like it wasn't quiet, the step wasn't quiet, but it wasn't loud either. You feel me? I'd rather much that make it like a little bit more emphasize like the sound effect of each step specifically, because I like that part about the first time when he does that, the G show. I like that part about the G show. But yeah, all right, we have illustration here, and he goes a little bit illustration, so he goes a little bit more in depth on the buff duration. So he says even after getting buffed, I think he still needs a bit more improvements in my opinion. I feel like he's still a little slow, especially his fall attacks when entering transcendence mode. Also, the duration of all his buffs from the passive is a bit fast, like the crit rate buff and ailment buff, so I need to hit a technique so it wouldn't end when in transcendence form. Sometimes before hitting the get to the G-Show transcendence, all of his buffs already end and it affects the damage. I've needed to make his duration buff a bit longer. I don't know though, maybe there's a problem on my rotation since I don't have my Yuri and a tag that really fit with him. Overall, he's good gameplay and damage wise. I love comments like these, bro. Like, this guy seems like a down-to-earth, normal human being. Like, some of y'all, when y'all give takes, it comes off so ignorant. Oh, this sucks. This is horrible. Or, this is the best thing ever, and they can do no wrong. This is a very nuanced, normal take, bro. Like, things can have nuance. It doesn't have to be the best thing ever, the most perfect thing, and things don't have to be the most worst thing at all. I definitely do. I see quite a lot of people saying the same thing about the buff duration for Transcendence mode. So they could buff it and make it a little bit longer. Me personally, I don't think I've experienced this problem too much, but then again, I could be just clicking the buttons. Y'all know I am. I just click the button and see the damage go boom, and the animation is nice. I'm happy. That's really all it takes for me, but I do see quite a lot of people complain about this, so it definitely could extend the buff duration. And like you said, they're definitely suffering a lot, unfortunately, bro, because you don't have Mayuri. Mayuri is kind of a necessity for this whole Ichigo team thing, and kind of for your account, because he's the best slot support for 3 out of the 4 teams in this game. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. All right, Hit Talk says I like him a lot, but Ukiyo is still the peak of this game in terms of animation and gameplay. I disagree, but I ain't gonna hold you. Just your opinion. It feels awkward sometimes when you're playing as Ichigo. You have both Zangetsu's full, but can't ult because of the cooldown. Makes weapon dupes feel like a scam. Also, it feels like his ultimate is lacking visual impact. He just kind of disappears after he does the attack when other characters have a big explosion. I'm just nitpicking though. Overall, I'm very happy with his release, and it's cool to have true Shikai so soon in the game. I'm not too sure what you mean about having both Zangetsu full, but you can't ult because of the cooldown. I know you're talking about, like the ultimate for the Getsuga the G show. When you do the, okay, I know what you're talking about. Like, I'm talking about the ultimate skill one, not the one that you fill up once you're in Transcendence one. Okay, I understand that. I can definitely understand the cooldown thing being that'd be the problem, but I do agree with you, because there's like a 3 to 4 second interval where you're kind of doing nothing on True Shikai Ichigo, but spamming the resetting cooldowns of the technique. But I feel like that intermediate time with the cooldown for the Getsuga GG show is kind of necessary, so you can switch into your other characters like Nell Yell and Mayuri to get off their skills, ults to get their buffs. But I do agree, it's slightly too long. But I do think we need a little bit in the game. And also, bro, I'm seeing a couple people share the same sentiment about the Getsuga G show, man. And I can't fault y'all, because in the anime when we see Getsuga Tensho, I believe we saw it 3 different times. It's always a super big, loud explosion. Like, it's always a huge explosion. Getsuga G show is a huge move, and I could definitely understand not being as pronounced as this show. I can definitely feel that. But like you said, he enjoyed True Shikai's experience overall, which I feel the same about too. Next, we have my dog, Nice Flamingo 1336. He says, firstly, big fan of content. Thanks for putting BSR on the map. Thank you, bro. I'm not the one putting BSR on the map. Y'all the ones helping me do that. So I'm not sound that corny, but it's y'all, man. Thank y'all. Y'all are the ones helping me do this, man. I love this game. Y'all love it too. And we both share our interest in loving the game and just having fun with it. So, big shout out to you, bro. Thank you for y'all support. Y'all know how much y'all support means to me. Thank you, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Overall, True Shikai's a great character. Love design in the gameplay. The mechanics feel very different from other characters and require a certain level of micro to fully utilize his power. I think it means micromanagement. The problem is the team he is with now becomes a glorified support upon element reduction and given mastery only. We have to downplay her strength of being an ultimate nuke to use her as little as possible because of her high field time. She's much better with Gin, because Gin is a low field time DPS. 110% agree. You do sacrifice damage for more smoother rotation with Nell Yell for True Shikai Ichigo, excuse me. Because on the third step stuff, running damage stuff like attack percent, crit damage, crit rate element, you're having to run ult charge on the third piece main stat, so you can give your team the buffs to the element damage reduction, like he said, and all the different buffs that Nell Yell gives with her ult. And you're sacrificing damage as well with Nell Yell's ult for smooth rotations. Next, he said if True Shikai was a slash and pairs with White, he wouldn't feel as clunky because White does not demand a high field time. Until we get a low field time tactic or USR maybe, we'll be forced to run UCR and yo and miss on our damage so we can make True Shikai shine. Spirit Slash and Strike do not have much problem because the damage between tactic and DPS are not far. With Thrust, you see a huge difference in damage the optimized rotations. I 110% agree, bro. That's what I low-key realized, that all other teams, the tactic and the DPS are hanging with each other in terms of damage, bro. Soifar and Grimjaw, Kampachi, and what's it called? White. Gin and Yo for sure. For Spirit, not so much with Ukiora and what's his name, Aizen, but Toshiro and Aizen definitely hang in with each other when it comes to damage. So 100% do agree with that take. That is very valid. All right, Todas here makes a very valid point. He says I got Gin maxed out, so skipping on Ichigo plus Gin. Now, my Yuri team works perfectly together, so no need for a new Thrust DPS, waiting to see who comes next. Now, Gin and Ichigo is definitely way better than Gin. If you have maxed out Gin, obviously you're go for Gin before you Ichigo, but B0 Ichigo is definitely better than Gin. But it's not like Gin is like bad or trash by any stretch of the imagination. And also, in my opinion, I think the most synergized, the most well-oiled machine team in the game is 110% Mayuri, Nell, and Gin. They work like a well-oiled machine, like just perfectly, bro. Perfectly. They perfectly switch out into one another. They perfectly balance each other's field time, damage, DPS, buffs. It all works so perfectly. So I don't blame you, big dog. Hats off. All right, this is the one crash shot from earlier. My dog has overrated ASF for me. Damage, visuals, gameplay, feeling all of it. That's just blasphemous. Gameplay is clunky with Nell Yell, so I'm forced to buy Ichigo B1. No, you're not, bro. Especially if you have Gin, you are not forced to get True Shikai Ichigo B1. He said plus new thrust tactic. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting my resources on him B0 for barely any damage upgrade. And sadly, gameplay feeling downgrade. Loki, if I could reconfirm my character, I would choose Shikai Ichigo and stick with my Gin instead. Grimjaw was a banger gameplay feeling wise. Plus solid damage. White, 10 out of 10. Love everything about him. I'm guessing that's what he meant to say. Alright, he dances Ukiyo and say animation budget with good gameplay and damage. Shikai is just, yeah, man. And that's about it. For a big collab main character, unexpected, way more. Not gonna lie. Same feelings here. It feels very clunky. One small misclick or having to dodge. Goodbye. Combo and build up is always also very clunky. Can't really time it like other alts. Gin feels much more satisfying to play. Now, I'm not going to deny y'all opinions of if you don't enjoy True Shikai Ichigo. I'm not going to do that. But I completely disagree when you say True Shikai Ichigo is lacking in everything. Gameplay, visuals, that's just insane, bro. True Shikai Ichigo has the best visual in this game. It's literally better than Ukiyo, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Jujisho is better than Ukiyora's throwing of the ult, the second to the Tapa. The only thing about Ukiora that I think is really, really cool and okay, that's fire, is his transformation. That's really that is really dope. I'm not denying Ukiora's coolness, by the way, but his ult, in my opinion, is kind of mid. All he does is just throw a spirit like a big explosion. I mean, the explosion is it's not mid. I'm taking that back. It's not mid, but True Shikai is just better in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not gonna deny y'all of your opinion. I'm not gonna deny myself of my opinion. But I think it's absolutely blasphemous to say True Shikai Ichigo was lacking in every asset of the character. There's not one thing that's redeeming about the character. I think that's crazy. That's straight up crazy. Unfortunately for these two men, which is like is a big part of Shikai Ichigo why it could be lacking. He says, Moist Produce says, feel like I'm missing a lot, not having my Yuri as the rotations feel really awkward compared to other teams. When I use Yachiru with White and Kenny. And Illustrious says, same here, wish you would return, bro. It does suck. Your true Shikai Ichigo experience is definitely hindered not having my Yuri. Like, it sucks, man. My Yuri should have been returned. He is like he probably has the highest value in this game in terms of like just overall benefiting your account and your teams. He has the best value, 100%. The best value in the game when it comes to just benefiting your account. Your whole account benefits if you have Mayuri. 3 out of the 4 T's benefit. Thrust, Strike, and a Slash. They all benefit more with Mayuri, so it's unfortunate, but it unfortunately is what it is, bro. I feel bad for both of y'all. We need a Mayuri rerun soon. Alright, for last person, this video is getting mad long. I thank all of you guys that commented. I'm so sorry if I didn't get to yours. I'm gonna try to get all to all in the next one, but this is a long video. Bumblebee said, I do not think every character that comes out should have 100% synergy with the previously released characters. And as long as one of the future characters is intact that has synergy with Ichigo, it should be fine. Kind of why I didn't want True Shikai to be an ailment damage, because I didn't want Thrust to be locked to ailment damage. It also makes the players find other ways to make things work, like building old charge with no yo. I like playing with True Shikai because he's fun. I just don't know how to judge him meta-wise because there are complaints of his dupes, his weapon, his playstyle being inconsistent. Doesn't help that I suspect the tactic is coming out for his team, so his true potential may still be locked. If we were getting a tactic for his official team, I think they should have run it at the same time as Ichigo. His banners at 80 days, so there's going to be overlapping banners anyways. Fair. I'm not gonna lie, fair, but that's the end of the video. Thank you to everybody that gave me your opinion. I love y'all. Thank you for all the support in this video. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Spam BSR content all the way. You run through this BSR thing till it die, man. Love y'all.